Across the country and throughout the state of Vermont, the early childhood education system has reached a crisis point. There are not enough openings in high-quality programs to meet the number of children who need care. And high-quality programs cost a lot to operate. As a result, the tuition per child can amount to thousands of dollars annually. Even so, childcare providers, on average, make very little. Providers can't afford to make less, and families can't afford to pay more. In addition, childcare access magnifies inequality. The poorest families are the least likely to be able to get their children into high-quality programs. The current reality is a system that is fragmented, inconsistent, and under-resourced. Over the past year, Vermont AEYC has begun building the conversation and momentum toward a different future, a cohesive, high-quality, appropriately resourced early childhood education system for all of Vermont's young children and their families. Then another kind of crisis hit Vermont, the coronavirus COVID-19. To reduce the spread of the virus, Governor Phil Scott's administration ordered early childhood education programs throughout the state to close, along with public schools and non-essential businesses. This affects about 1,200 early childhood educators. Families must manage their children's care and learning during the workday, often while continuing to work remotely. And those parents who are designated essential workers risk putting their own safety on the line each day. The state gave early childhood education programs the choice to reopen to serve the children of essential workers. Those providers who are offering care are acting out of a sense of civic duty.
And I'm staying open currently for essential families. This is an important time for them to be able to go to work and know that their children are safely being cared for, and that way they can concentrate on all the work they're doing.
So we're thankful that Susie stayed open through this, because my wife and I are considered essential employees. It's been able to give us a chance to go back out and help the community that we live in to keep going and keep everyone safe.
Meanwhile, educators at temporarily closed programs continue to offer their families and children support, ideas, and resources for their time at home together.
Let me know what you found outside that maybe you wouldn't have noticed before, that could be made into art or just used to inspire and excite you about making things.
Early childhood educators are rising to the occasion by supporting Vermont's essential workers and families now staying home with their young children. They are also demonstrating that quality care for Vermont children is itself essential. Recognizing that, the state of Vermont moved to put together the strongest child care stabilization program in the country. Because once this health crisis is over, workers will need access to child care in order to restart our economy. Meanwhile, advocacy groups are working together to communicate the needs of providers and families to policymakers, to organize emergency funding, to support logistics within a rapidly changing system, and to communicate among stakeholders.
What do you hear? I hear a hippopotamus snorting in my ear.
Everyone with a stake in early childhood, families, providers, industry organizations, nonprofit groups, funders, and government recognizes the COVID-19 crisis is dangerous to health and safety, damaging to our economy, and leaves parents scrambling to provide quality care for their kids. But when we can all see the same need, perhaps we can collaborate better to fill it. This is a time when our society is redefining what it means to be essential. There is new respect for those occupations and professions that are necessary for the public good.
We are staying open for the people who still have to go to work to make things run, such as grocery workers, gas station employees, and especially the hospital employees on the front line.
Also essential are early childhood educators. In a crisis, stakeholder groups learn quickly that they need to support each other or collapse, and the collapse of one system leads to the collapse of another. But that's not what's happening here in Vermont. These days, the spirit of collaboration among state government and agencies, nonprofits, philanthropists, educators, and families gives us renewed purpose. Throughout this crisis and beyond, we must build on this spirit of collaboration, duty, and mutual respect to create a new future for early childhood education as a shared public good that we all support.